Attention gamers, rock bottom elo hell Ravier to say that I recently started duoing with a Yumi top, which yes sounds more troll than a trundle building death cat, but after being referred to a happy chime video and given a damn PowerPoint presentation on its perks and why it works, I said sign me up as he who your kitty titties funnel, so I started rocking the hopping homunculus mid, grabbing free kills and farm up top, and then having a pocket zoomies distributor to make up for the fact that my gameplay lacks many things, including the apparent ability to pan my camera, but it didn't matter because Ravs funneled the F-tard strategy at me more fed than a type 2 diabetic in a donut shop, as every fight I felt like I literally could not die, and I think the following exhibit will serve as a graphical representation of why I still hate solo queue. But in one of these games I got caught off guard when my tryst got taken, so my brainless chrome dome panic picked Jinx into a 1.1 milli mastery sins how, which made this strategy seem pretty sus. But it wasn't as sus as the board certified numbnuts up top with a severe case of INTING Sion syndrome. Symptoms are basically all caused by the fact people who are afflicted think that dying is a requirement for this strategy to work, and thus die on repeat for no reason until pretty much every player on the enemy team is so fed you'd think they just redeemed Rav's code at HelloFresh. This video is sponsored by HelloFresh, the healthiest way to outplay your pesky hunger. You see, every week people who are pros around the pots and pans craft dank delish recipes that even a Yasuo main could follow. Then a bunch of super duper fresh ingredients are harvested, prepared and packed up to be sent on a one-way ticket to your stomach's residence, leaving you with the easiest cooked dinner of your life, which means happier, healthier and ready to climb in League of Legends. Imagine it's the big V day but you don't want to eat at Mort Dog's restaurant. Well, there's nothing sexier than a man who just tore open a box like some alpha male, all chiseled full of fresh ingredients just begging to be sizzled. Or maybe it's New Year's resolution time and you are all about fitness. And to that I say, how about you fitness entire HelloFresh meal in your mouth full of the best fuel farms can find to power that transformation. Not to mention the box and packaging are fully recycling, biodegradable and planet saving, which means using this won't turn the earth into some polluted wasteland for your grandkids. My wife and I love the feeling of cooking clean with super quick already prepared ingredients, as it keeps me healthy and opens up more time to feed on League. So use my link or go to hellofresh.com and use code POGRAF16 for up to 16 free meals plus 3 surprise gifts, which include free appetizers, free desserts, and free premium recipes across 6 HelloFresh boxes plus free shipping. Chef Ravioli out. Alright, into the game we go. As I mentioned, I decided last minute that I would be playing this flat-chested carbohydrate addict, which meant Mr. Anderson was going to see how far he could shove his spear up my shithole, but the first dive wasn't exactly as clean as a bleached asshole like he had hoped, so the Polar Patrol ended up making sure I got my 150 Gs for my role as the dead hoe under tower in that film, and then the play started to remind me of the famous riddle that went, there was a little rumble between the jungles as Voli's IQ took a tumble, and our douche pack of hoodlums blocked him until he crumbled. But let it be known that weaponized tax accountant Sins Hal looked a little under the weather, so I called in pharmacist Rakan to prescribe him some airborne, and then I methodically executed the difficult task of drum setting my right-click button until Rift Alexa said my name.
You have slain an enemy.
That said, this video isn't about my own failures, it's about this balding moron who's going to die alone, playing Sion, as we see him zombie walk into tower like it's selling Girl Scout cookies, and this fat ass just can't say no to a sleeve of Thin Mints. And immediately I know you are probably thinking, if brains were dynamite this Sion wouldn't have enough to blow his nose. And since he took the liberty of removing himself from lane, our top lane Tabby Cat is open to float around my head, which comes in handy when this harpoon homicide addict tries to spearfish my cooter, so I back up, fire a potato into one of those midgets' mouths and earn my kill with grace. Anyways, I'm just like, hey Yumi, screw top that walking condom advertisement, will find a way to kill himself, just chill here so that if some coked up sword lord comes flying in we can introduce him to our tower together, watch him try to leave and then fire a 700-pound bullet with a face on it at his dumb dead head. Meanwhile we have a little bear versus brute situation going on up top, and while anyone who has completed the tutorial for this game would know to stay away from statues once the last hooded midget employee kicks the bucket, this moron from Mordor decides he's just gonna go down swinging because it's all part of the strategy. That said, I'm still stuck dealing with this dapper dressed up douchebag who is so eager to hop on me and knock me up you'd think I was a cheap hooker without birth control, but do not fear, Mr. Tomness from Narnia is here, which means Sin is down taking a base nap and Luke Skywalker is soon going to be joining him. Then it's just us and the fat tree, who starts running for the forest thinking maybe he'll blend in, but painting himself gold doesn't help with the disguise, as I remember that I promised Topside Gromp I'd wake him up before 12 o'clock and then Voley summoned Zeus to take a deuce on that spruce for the kill. And you are probably thinking, well Rav, if all of you are mid, won't that give their top an open runway? And I'm like, you're damn right it will, and he's so excited he's not even going to wait for one more Q to take those last 5 free farm. No, he is charging in because he's been carrying the world's largest scuttle crab in his pocket for a while, and let me tell you, that thing is angry. This leaves the only thing left for our potentially pissed diluted sperm creation protagonist to do is to tank tower for some inexplicable reason to assure that he won't be around to see the future of this Godzilla crab's journey, which will have to go on without him. But while I'm roasting this ogre like a fat fucking chestnut on an open fire, my ADC is over here spawning anxiety ulcers on her taint, thinking we have no answer for this level of stupidity, to which Kitty is like, bruh, don't be shitty, and I'm just like, hun, do you not see this hobbledehoy repetitively failing to wait 1 second for a wizard infant to take the shots for him, which means when the next team fight breaks out he will be about as useful as a nun's clit when not even her prayers could save this over-caffeinated samurai. This leaves me in quite a pursuit of this extraterrestrial weeping willow tree who's going full plat on my ass, chucking pocket-sized UFO babies to suicide bomb me until I decide to play along with the whole space cosplay role-playing thing and launch a large rocket in its direction.
Oh, I didn't know it right there.
Meanwhile, mid lane, the tradition of this single shoulder pad / brain cell blockhead tanking tower himself, instead of waiting 2 ticks for it to tap his wave, instead continues. But you've gotta give Riot devs credit, as even in the total absence of anything resembling intelligence, this kind of nonsense is indeed taking our objectives. But like his mom used to always tell him, if at first you don't succeed then try again, which was unironically the last thing she said to his dad / uncle in that West Virginia gas station bathroom the night he was conceived. Anyways, because half their team is either dead or stupid or both, we get a dragon that's so uncontested you'd think we were any other region playing against an NA team at Worlds, before I run back and forth like a dog whose daddy just got home, only to eventually stabilize enough to launch one potato at the spear shitter for the kill. Hussein Sion Bolt is back practicing yet another sprint down lane.
Hi mom.
As the third try does turn out to be the charm in taking down the thing, inhibiting his team's GMO minions from spawning, but at what cost is the question. And the answer is at the cost of single-handedly funding half my team's items like some sped sugar daddy, to the point where every team fight was so sad for this guy's team it made onions cry. But do not fear, 2 hundo IQ Sion is here, as you remember that ward he placed before his 19th dumb death? Will unleash that teleport straight to the bot lane, where he can clear 4 whole minions before my entire team comes back like well-fed geese, knowing exactly who is gonna cough up the bread, which in this one is this afterlife Jake Pauler, rocking a rather interesting take at the boss FFS Sion strategy. It is then revealed to us that there may be some League of Legends solo queue-esque banter going on in their group chat, but you know what they say, the team that bickers together gets killed quicker together, which is ironic because while they seemingly aren't getting along, they did a fantastic job of giving one another their own turn at trying to fight my whole team and waiting until their attempt was up to try to do it themselves, until the single file slaughter commenced, and their old tree appropriately summed up the essence of INTING science syndrome in chat. Sion apparently qualified to dictate if others do or do not know how to play based off of his own flawless understanding of this game, which serves as a good backdrop to Sin being put in the bin and everyone on my team getting a wider grin. And at this point the power of a funnel defeating Rav strat with a Yumi top was coming to fruition even in the adversity of having to deal with this macro master challenger IQ player. So yeah, proof that there's a bit more than inting in the inting science strategy, and I hope that none of you have to be affected by someone with this misunderstood syndrome in your solo queue games. Sub if you like me, eat a PP if you don't. Rav out.